We're holding Parshas Vayera, Perek Chaf Aleph, Pasuk Hey. This is the Chumash, the Chitas for the fifth portion, Chamishi. Let us begin. Pasuk Hey, Avram ben Ma'as Shana. Avram was 100 years old. Bivolid Loi, Yitzchak benoi, when his son Yitzchak was born. Pasuk Zayin Vatemer Sarah. Sarah said, Tzchoik osali elihim Hashem made me a joy for me. Kol Hashemei Yitzchak li, whoever hears hears the news that I had a child will rejoice over me. Rashi says, Yitzchak li, what does it mean? Rejoice over me. Yismach alai, will rejoice for me. Mikra acher harbe akaris, mikra acher harbe akaris nifkudu imo. And the Medrash says that many barren women will remember that day. Harbe cholim nestapu b'bayim, many sick people were healed. Harbe tfilis nenu imo, many people's davenings, prayers were answered. V'reiv tzchoik hoya ba'olam, and there was much joy in the world. Pasuk Zayin Vateimer, and she said, Mimilel Avram, Henikavanam l'Sara, who would have said to Avram that Sarah would nurse children? Ki yolatati bein l'skunav, for I have borne a son to his old age. Rashi, Mimilel Avram, Lashon shevach v'chashivos. This is an expression of praise and esteem. Ru'u, look. Mihu v'chamu Hashem avtachazek l'shbaruch u'maftiach v'isa, that Hashem keeps his promise of giving a child. Milel, Rashi says, Milel, Shina Kosav le'omar diber. The pasuk does not say mi diber la'avram. It uses the expression Milel. Why? Because gematria shaloi kuf. Milel is the gematria 100. Kalemer, the same mea la'avram, at the end of 100 years old, Avram had a child. Henikavanam l'Sara, Sarah would nurse the children. Umahu banim lashon rabim. Why is children the plural mentioned? B'yem hamishteh viu hasadeis b'neihen imayin v'nika isam. And that day, many princes brought their children with them, and she nursed them. People were saying that Sarah did not give birth. Rather, it was like somebody, she found this child in the marketplace. So the pasuk says no. Sarah, that she nursed many children as well, to prove that she had a child. Pasuk Ches, Vayigdal hayela vayigoma, and the child grew and was weaned. Vayas Avram mishteh gadol, and Avram made a great feast. B'yom yigoma Yitzchak, on the day that Yitzchak was weaned. Rashi vayigoma l'seif chof dal chedesh, at the end of 24 months. Mishteh gadol, a great feast. Shayasham gdei hadar shem be'ever Avimelech. Who was there? Very prominent people. Who were the prominent people? This were Shem, Aver, and Avimelech. Pasuk Tes Vatera Saras ben Hagar Hamitzis Asher Yodel Avram Yitzchak. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, whom she had born to Avram, making a joke. Rashi Mitzach Lashon Avodah Zarah. This is an expression of Avodah Zarah. Commission Emar Vayakum Letzachik, as it says, and they rose up to make merry. Another explanation, Lashon Gilui Aroyis. This is an expression of relationships, sexual relationships. But the tema Letzachik be, as it says, to mock me. A third explanation, Lashon Ritzicha, is an expression of murder. Let the boys get up now and sport before us. So we see the Metzachik is either Lashon of Avodah Zarah, Lashon of Gila Arayis, or Lashon Ritzicha. Pasuk Yud Vatemer Avram, and Sarah said to Avram, drive out this handmaid and her son. Kilo Yidesh ben ha'amazais, for the son of the handmaid shall not inherit in B'ni Yitzchak, my son with Yitzchak. Rashi says in B'ni Shaya made of Yitzchak ala Yerusha b'imrani b'chein metal pishnayim. He was arguing. Yishmael was arguing with Yitzchak, saying that I am the firstborn, and I'm going to get a double portion from our father. And he would take. They would go out to the field. He would take a bow and shoot arrows at him. And this is what it says, like one who plays himself shooting arrows. And he says, "Oh, I'm just joking." And Yitzchak, with my son, with Yitzchak, just because he's my son, even if he was not deserving as Yitzchak, or he's deserving as Yitzchak, even if he was not my son, Yishmael does not deserve to inherit with him. How much more so does he not deserve to inherit with my son, with Yitzchak, who has both qualities. This matter greatly displeased Avram. Concerning his sons, because he heard that he had fallen to wicked ways. According to the simple explanation, it means because she told him to send them away. Pasuk Yud Beis Vayomer Leim al Avram, and Hashem said to Avram, Al Yireh Beinach al Anar al Masecha, do not be upset, do not be displeased concerning the lad and concerning your handmaid. Kol asher temer lecha Sarah shma b'kela. Whatever Sarah tells you, listen to her voice. Ki b'Yitzchak yikar lecha Zara, for in Yitzchak will be called your Zara, your seed. Zograshi shma b'kela, lamadnu shey Avram tafel l'Sarah b'nevius. This teaches us that Avram was inferior to Sarah in prophecy. But also the son of the handmaid I will make into a nation, because he is your seed. Avram rose early in the morning. And he took bread and a leather pouch of water and he gave it to Hagar. Some al shichma, he placed them on her shoulder. And the child, and he sent her away. And she went and wandered in the desert of Beersheba. Bread and the leather pouch of water, but he did not give them silver and gold. Why? Because he hated him for going in the evil ways. It says on the child, he also placed the child on her shoulder. Sarah had cast a ayin hara upon him, and he was seized by a fever so that he could not walk on his feet. She reverted to the idols of her father's house. And the water was depleted from the leather pouch. And she threw the child under one of the bushes, because sick people, they drink a lot of water. And she went. You heard the water? And she went. She went and she sat down from afar, about the distance of 2 bow shots. Because she said, I don't want to see the child die. And she sat from afar. And she raised her voice and she wept. So from afar. What does that mean? As far as 2 bow shots. And it's an expression of shooting an arrow. The language of the Mishnah is who had relations with his wife. What does that mean? Because the semen shoots like an arrow. And if you're going to ask, it should have said so Rashi says mishpat avav the kanas the kan. I'll answer that it's grammatically correct to insert avav here. Like it says in the clefts of the rock. And for the same root as the land of Yehuda will be Egypt for a breach. And Megizas Yechoigu Kashikar is the same root as the reeled and staggered like a drunkard. Similarly, the ends of the earth, Megizas HaKotza being derived of Kotza. And sat from afar. When he drew near, she went further away. And Hashem heard the voice of the lad. And the angel of Hashem called to Hagar from heaven. And she said, what is troubling you, Hagar? Do not fear. For Hashem had heard the lad's voice in the place where he is. So Rashi is kol anar. What does it mean that Hashem heard the voice of the nar? From here we learn that the sick person's davening is more effective than the davening of others on his behalf and is first to be accepted. Basher Usham, where he is, the Fimaisim, Shu Oisa Ashu Nidin. According to the deeds that he does, now he is judged. And not what he's destined to do. Now, the Fisha Yamalchasharis Mekatrig Imrim Benish Leilam, Misha Osid Zari Lahamis Benecha Batsama Tamal Be'er. So what happened? The angels were accusing and saying, Hashem, person who's destined to kill the children with thirst, you're bringing up a well? So Hashem said, what is he now? Is he tzaddik or is he a rasha? So Amalei tzaddik is a tzaddik. Amalei lefi ma'asav shel achshav ani deina. So Hashem said, I'm judging the way he is now. B'zau ba'asher husham, and this is what the pasuk means at the present, that where he is. Now, where did he kill the Yidden with thirst? Yesheheglam Nebuchadnezzar. Shenemar Masa Ba'arav Likras Sameh Hisoyumayim. When Nebuchadnezzar exiled the Yidden, it says the harsh prophecy concerning Arabia towards thirsty bring water. Now, Likras Sameh Hisoyumayim. Shayomelichim Esim Esim Aravim. Now, when the Yidden said to the captors, please let us beside the children of our uncle Yishmael, and they will have mercy on us, as it says, says the caravans of the Danim, don't read the Danim, but our uncles, and the Ishmaelim went forth towards them and brought them salted meat and fish, and inflated skins. So the Yidden thought that it was full with water. What happened? When they would place their mouth upon the flask, the ear would enter his body and he would die. Rise, pick up the lad, and grasp your hand upon him. For I shall make him into a great nation. Chitas, Hashem opened her eyes. And she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the pouch with water. And gave the lad to drink. And Hashem was with the lad, and he grew. And he dwelt in the desert. And he became an archer. One who shoots arrows with a bow. Because of his occupation, like a chamor, gamol tzayod, camel driver, tzayod the hunter. Therefore, the shin is punctuated with a dagish. He would dwell in the desert and waylay the passerbyers. This is what it says: his hand will be upon all. And he dwelt in the desert of Paran. And his mother took for his wife from the land of Mitzrayim, from the place where she grew up. And she had an Egyptian handmaid. This is what people say: throw a stick in the air, it will land on the place of its origin, in other words,